If the word fat triggers a strong emotion when you hear it, you are not alone. Our language is filled with the words like overweight, obese, and heavy that can bring about the judgment, discomfort, disappointment, and even a fear. But what if I told you it's a time to shatter those negative perceptions? In the world obsessed with the appearance, fat had a bad reputation. It's a time to redefine our relationship with the word fat. It's a time to embrace a new perspective. Get ready to challenge the narrative. Welcome to the world where the fat is not the villain we have made it out to be. Stay tuned and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Hi, my name is Dr. Shailesh. Let us understand the importance of fat in our body and how does the fat acts through our defense system. So there are the 9 important things the fat is needed in our body. First, it stores the fuel. Whatever food we eat, the excess of calorie is stored in the fat, and when we are not eating the food or when we are doing the physical activity, this fuel is reused. Second is insulate. The fat acts as a beautiful insulation to maintain the internal core temperature. Even in the extreme degree of temperature, this fat helps to maintain the internal temperature. The fat is essential because it acts as a space heater, especially in the cold climates. Third, cushion. The fat such as pre-adipocyte helps to form a cushion to the important organs such as kidney, liver, heart, and it protects the organ from the damage and abrasion. Fourth, cell membrane. There are trillions of cells in our body. The outer layer of a cell is formed from the bilayer of phospholipid from the fat. This fat helps to maintain the integrity and the functioning of a cell. Fifth is vitamin absorption. Certain vitamins like A, D, E, K are absorbed well through the fat-soluble substance. So having the enough of fat in the diet is essential to absorb this vitamin. Sixth is a release of hormone. Certain fat acts like a gland which releases a hormone, which releases the hormones such as testosterone, progesterone, SSBG, and it is essential for our body to function normally. Seventh is the brain function. Our brain has enough of fat elements such as omega-3, which is essential to maintain the cognitive system and the immune functioning. Eighth is the skin health. Our fat releases certain triglyceride which is essential to form the barrier and the protection of the skin. Certain fat do releases oil which is essential to maintain the moisture of the skin. Ninth is satiation and flavor. It is a good substance to trigger the satiety center. So having enough amount of it, so having the balanced fat in the diet is essential to feel the satiety and the flavor. So these were the 9 important functions the fat is essential in our body. Now let us understand how does the fat works in conjunction with our defense system. The first is angiogenesis. Angio means blood vessel and genesis means growth. You will be surprised to know from the head to foot we have a 60,000 miles of blood vessels which is enough to cover 2 times the earth's surface. This angiogenesis system helps to deliver the oxygen and nutrition to every cell of our body. The beauty of this angiogenesis system that it knows when to grow and when to stop. Like in the cases during the pregnancy, during the growth of muscles, during the injury, this angiogenesis system gets triggers and makes the new blood vessels. And when this angiogenesis system does not work properly and there is excess of increase of blood vessel, certain diseases can occur such as obesity, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's. Now the relationship between the angiogenesis and fat is that it has been shown that the people who are obese, excess of fat, the excess of blood vessels are needed. Thereby, there is excess of angiogenesis. Whereas in the lean people, these angiogenesis systems are on the balanced side. Second is regeneration system. They are almost like 700 millions of stem cells known as progenitor in our body. These stem cells are found in the bone marrow, skin and fat. The beauty of this regeneration system is that they can morph in any type of cells and system and regenerate the dead cells and tissue. To an even extent, they even recharge our blood cells and immune system on daily basis. Now the relationship between the fat and the regeneration system. There are 2 kinds of fat known as fat pre-adipocytes. The fat pre-adipocyte releases certain hormones which are essential to maintain our blood sugar, maintain the lipids, and essential to function our reproductive system. There are another kind of a cell known as a fat adipose stromal cell, ASC. This cell is known as the master builder of any kind of a cell, cells in the blood vessels, and they have the regenerative power to regenerate the cell even in the dead tissue. And the study has been done in like diseases like Alzheimer's, wherein the cells has been injected and there has been a regenerative capacity seen. The third is microbe system. There are almost like 39 trillions of bacteria, fungi and virus in our body, which is essential for our normal functioning. They are mostly found in the lower gut, skin and body orifices. These microbe systems helps in tuning our metabolism, lowering the blood sugar, reduces the cholesterol, enhances the immunity. It helps in wound healing and our emotional well-being. The relationship between the microbe and the fat is that the people who have the lean body have a diverse kinds of microbes compared to the obese people. To an extent, the lean people have almost 300 different varieties of microbes compared to the obese people. The fourth is DNA. The DNA are 6 foot long coiled in the 40 trillions of a cell are essential to function of every cell. This DNA guides the nucleus to form a certain protein in our body. This DNA helps on daily basis to eradicate the free radicals formed due to the exposure to the environmental toxins and pollution. DNA protects us from the UV radiation and pollution. And when these free radicals are not taken care on daily basis, a certain diseases can arise in our bodies. The reason for forming the free radicals are prolonged stress, lack of sleep, physical inactivity, eating ultra-processed food and having the preservative in our food. The relationship between the fat and DNA is that there was research done wherein the lean people and obese people were compared from the age from 31 to 33 years. It was found that at the 10 specific site in lean people, there were more methylated genes found compared to the obese people. The fifth is the immune system. The immune system helps us to protect from the external bacteria, virus, and it also protects from the internal invaders lurking in our cell and body. There are two kinds of immunity, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Innate immunity is a fast acting, whereas the adaptive immunity is slow but smart. The 70% of our immune system lies in our intestine, the rest of it lies in the fat and the food what we eat. The relationship between the immune system compared to the fat. In the lean people, it has shown that there is almost 5% of macrophage which act as a natural killers and it helps in removing the dead cell and dead tissue from the cell. Whereas in the obese people, there has been drastic increase of almost 40% of macrophage, whereby it invites the inflammatory cytokines and leading to chronic inflammation and which leads to the dampening of immunity. So these were the 5 defense system wherein fat works in conjunction to balance our body functioning. So at the end of the video, I would like to tell you fat is not to be feared but to be respected. Although we do need to keep it under control. So we came to the end of today's first series in understanding whether the fat is good or bad. In the coming video, we'll understand what are the implications of fat on our health. Until we see you in the next video, take care. Bye bye.